Welcome back. Well, we have Lonnie Painter here on behalf of the Cannabis Club. Welcome, Lonnie. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
I know you're busy with cats, and I appreciate that. And you did mention that kitty did get adopted, so we're very happy to hear that. So we're talking about cannabis, and I know there's a lot of controversy about it, and you've got people who use it for lots of different reasons. So tell me how you first started out by using cannabis.
Yeah, so way back in, 2009 or something, concerned citizens had a big meeting about the drug war and medical cannabis. Mm-hmm. My wife and I went, thought a few people would be there, and the room was packed. Hundreds of people were interested. Right after that, a small group of us got together and started trying to figure out, how do we get access here in the village? Mm-hmm. How do our people get this medicine?
Right.
And right around the same time, our city council became pretty pro-cannabis. We became the first city in Orange County to allow collectives. Collectives were a means for people to get together, grow their own cannabis, share it with each other.
Oh.
Had to be a closed system.
Sure.
So we started that, in the beginning there was just a few of us. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We actually grew our cannabis in Garden Center too.
Ah.
There was no rules against it. And so I had a 800 square foot garden. If you joined the collective, you could grow your cannabis in our garden. Mm-hmm. You had to share some of it with people who couldn't grow.
Sure.
Yeah, and so right about 2009, the cannabis labs started opening up in California.
Yeah.
And since they had never done this, they really didn't know how to do it. So an expert from the Netherlands named Arno Hazekamp came to California to help these people set up these labs. What kind of equipment, how do you test, do all this. Mm-hmm. His wife's grandmother lived here in the village.
Wow.
She told her daughter, we got a cannabis club and all this. So Arno came over, I met him, he spent time with me. Mm-hmm. His wife's mother lived in Costa Mesa. I'd go visit there.
Yeah.
So he was head of research and development at the government of the Netherlands medical cannabis program. Mm-hmm. So it was the government, Bedrocan, and the university system worked together.
Okay.
And so he had his PhD in pharmacognosy, I think it's called. It's making medicine out of cannabis plants.
Right.
A few years later, I got invited to go to the Netherlands and attend what was called a master class by Bedrocan and the government there.
Yes.
So people from around the world who are involved in government programs and researchers and stuff applied to go to there.
Yeah.
So I went there, and it was like a 5-day course. After that, I went to a conference in Germany, mm-hmm. International Association of Cannabinoid Medicine.
Sure.
But I got really interested in the science.
Yeah.
I didn't know the science. I'd smoked marijuana for many years, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. recreational use. Mm-hmm. I didn't know, it was actually a medicine, and it had been a medicine in the U.S. from about 1840 to the 1930s.
Right.
Almost every pharmacy or apothecary had cannabis medicines. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So most people used natural herbal medicines at that time.
Right.
So, and still now, today, even many countries and cultures are still using herbal medicines.
Now, are you able to still grow today or not really?
Well, our city does allow people to grow.
Okay.
Some cities you have to sign up, get a permit, pay a fee, all that. Mm-hmm. Our city council said you can grow 6 plants.
Okay.
Now, the boards here may have something to say about that.
Gotcha.
So people need to check with their board if they're going to grow anything.
Yeah.
But again, the city's pretty lenient on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is scientific study that is out there today that does promote medical marijuana for a variety of different things, and lots of seniors would like to get off of the opioids that they're being given by their doctor, and sometimes they find that some of the marijuana that they have used helps with pain, and some cancer patients too, and I know you're very familiar with a lot of that. Now, there are dispensaries here in Southern California, but you have concerns about that.
Well, while there are legal dispensaries in Santa Ana, I understand Costa Mesa is going to allow some also.
Okay.
But that's the only place you can legally get it in Orange County.
Right.
And there still are a lot of these illegal dispensaries that pop up, you know, operate for a month or something and split. And,
Right, do we need to be concerned about those?
well, the industry is in kind of a bad situation. People don't realize Prop 64 was written by an anti-cannabis doctor who wanted the state to have complete control because he believed cannabis was a dangerous drug.
I see.
The bill was 150 pages long. Nobody bothered to read it. And so that did away with medical cannabis because the dispensaries, the money's in recreational sales. Why bother with medical?
Right.
That has really hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially here in the village. We no longer have access to local cannabis.
Right.
We have to drive to Santa Ana or have a stranger come and deliver it to our door.
Right.
Which some people say, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because these are usually young people that do this.
Right.
You don't know if they're going to come back later and try to sell something to you.
Well,
you know?
right. And then you don't necessarily want to let them into the village either. So
Right,
there's a lot of concerns. So you know what I'd like to do is, we've run out of time, but what I'd like to do is have you back and let's talk about Measure T and some things that you would like to do going forward with cannabis. Would that be okay?
That'd be great.
All right, perfect.
I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
And if you want more information about the Cannabis Club, or if you have questions for Lonnie, you can always get in touch with him at 949-449-5420, or send him an email at lonniepainter@yahoo.com. We'll be right back.